Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at a really cool figure from the vintage collection, and it is of course none other than this guy. This is the Sith Jet Trooper, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited to see just what kind of role these characters play in the upcoming movie Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. There's some serious mystery and intrigue surrounding these characters. They were conspicuously absent from that fantastic final trailer that aired during Monday Night Football, and I'm just really curious to see how they factor in to the overall events of the Skywalker saga. There are a lot of questions that need answering with regards to these characters. Where do they come from? Where do their loyalties lie? And ultimately, who do they answer to? And I'm hoping that we get all the answers to those questions in December. In the meantime, this is a fantastic figure, one that I highly recommend picking up, and if you want to add him to your own collection, as always, you can do so via the link in the video description. That will take you to staractionfigures.co.uk, and at the time of filming this review, he is in stock now and available to buy. And once again, he's very, very good, highly recommended, and a great figure. So before we jump into the review of the figure itself, as always, let's take a look at the packaging that he comes in. Now, being a part of the vintage collection, it does of course come in standard vintage packaging. So you've got that really nice retro card design, featuring the Rise of Skywalker logo at the top of the card, the Sith Jet Trooper name pill just below that, and on the back of the card itself you've got this really nice image of the Sith Jet Trooper in action. At the bottom of the card you've got the Kenner logo, and then on the reverse side you've got some other figures available in the vintage collection, including characters from the Rise of Skywalker. So you've got Poe Dameron, Rey, new character Zori Bliss, and the very mysterious and very cool looking Knight of Ren, which is a figure I cannot wait to pick up. Now unfortunately this was the only vintage collection figure that I was able to pick up on Triple Force Friday, as there seems to have been a little bit of an issue with regards to distribution of new product here in the UK. Thankfully that issue seems to have been resolved, and these products are slowly but surely starting to make their way into the hands of collectors and online retailers, and once again you can pick up this figure and many more via the link down below. So with regards to this figure, as I said, Hasbro have done a very nice job with this guy. The overall look and feel of the figure is really well done. He's got this really nice, glossy, vibrant finish to the armour. The character design itself is really nice as well, and the articulation on this guy is absolutely top notch. Obviously being a part of the vintage collection, articulation is at a premium standard, so you've got ultimate posability with this guy, and we'll touch base on that before we jump into the rest of the figure. So right off the bat we've got a ball joint at the neck, which is one of those weird joints where you've got a ball joint in the head and in the neck, so you've got this really nice fluid range of movement which just makes for great posability. You can get this guy some really nice poses with that. You've also got hinges at the shoulders which are slightly restricted by the shoulder armour. You've also got hinges at the elbows and at the wrists. There is what should be a ball joint at the torso as well, however it's more of a swivel due to the bulkiness of the chest armour. And you've also got hinges at the hips as well, which again are slightly hindered this time by the buckles or pouches on the belt. You've also got swivels at the upper thigh, very similar to most of the figures in the Black Series 6-inch line, so again articulation is at a brilliant standard. And then you've got articulation in the knees, and finally hinges at the ankles. So great articulation all round. Once again you can get this guy in some really nice poses, and he is just a really well made and very nice looking figure. With regards to accessories, he does come with two. As you can see, he comes with what appears to be a slightly modified FD11 First Order Stormtrooper rifle. As you can see, the overall design of this blaster is very similar to those weapons, however the barrel appears much thicker and more tubular, and it almost represents like a super soaker, something like that. It doesn't look the most deadly of weapons, but of course it is painted up in the Sith Trooper colour scheme, so you've got those red highlights on the blaster, and the back end of the blaster is very similar, as I said, to those First Order rifles, where the scope, stock and magazine are apparent. You've also got included this brand new blaster, which isn't something we've ever seen with any other character in the Star Wars universe, but like with most First Order troopers, you can plug it to the side of the leg, which is really nice. And again, it's a really well sculpted weapon, very cool looking indeed, and again you've got some red highlights on there to coordinate it with the rest of the Sith Trooper. Now obviously with this guy being a jet trooper, he does come with a jet pack, which is non-removable. It's sculpted to the figure, but it does look very, very nice. It's not a fussy design. It's not, you know, along the lines of the Mandalorian backpacks or Boba Fett or anything like that. It's just a nice, simplistic, minimal design in keeping with the First Order, which again plays into the fact, where do the loyalties of these characters lie? Are they a part of the First Order? Are they a part of Emperor Palpatine's Sith army? Where do they come from? What are they all about? I am just really excited to see them in action. Now with regards to the helmet design, you've got this really cool looking design going on. It's almost a hybrid of a First Order helmet and an Imperial hover tank pilot, but obviously you've got those added grooves at the top of the helmet. You've got this really convoluted design at the front. It's almost bug-like in its appearance. You've got these what appear to be sort of mandible attachments at the front there. It's just a very cool, interesting design. I wasn't keen on it at first when we first saw pictures of this costume, but it's growing on me. I really do like it. Again, it's just really interesting, really cool to look at, which I absolutely love. I think a lot of fans and collectors have sort of written the Sith Troopers off as being mere marketing ploys on the part of Disney to sell more red stormtroopers. But even if that's the case and these characters have got, you know, Captain Phasma or Boba Fett levels of screen time in the film, I'm all for it. They look fantastic, they make great additions to the collection, and they just shake up the ranks a little bit. There's something a little bit different, and I'm really happy I was able to add this guy to my collection. As you can see on the front of the armour as well, before we wrap up this review, he does have a decal which is very similar to the First Order Snow Trooper and Flame Troopers. You've got that sort of black text, but you've also got this yellow emblem, which I'm assuming is something to do with the Sith Army or the Sith Fleet. But again, I'm hoping that we find out all those answers in December when the film comes around. Overall though, a fantastic figure. Once again, very well made, really nicely articulated, accessories are on point, and it's just a really nice addition to the collection. Even if you do write these guys off as marketing ploys to sell more toys, you can't deny that they're very interesting to look at. And the same can be said for the regular Sith Troopers as well, which I'll be sure to give you a look at in a future review. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of this figure. And I hope you guys are too. And I will be back with some more reviews very soon. I've got all the figures that I was able to pick up following Force Friday from The Mandalorian, Jedi Fallen Order, plus much more. So make sure you stay tuned for all of those. So thank you for watching this review. I will be back very soon. Until then, as always, keep collecting and may the Force be with you.